the facts remain the same. The most convenient way to sell art is through gallery. But gallery will never do business with us because we don't bring enough to the table. What is our leverage? The difference between me, myself, and you and the gallery is that the gallery has a contact list, like a super high quality contact list of high quality collectors versus me and you. What do we have? Right? So, and these are some of the reasons why vast majority of artists are struggling to make a sustainable living, whether you're doing it full-time or part-time. This has become the issue. Now, how do we jump out of this bubble? How do we get over this hurdle? How do we get out of this situation, this starving artist situation? I was just doing a small research and I came across some numbers. It's crazy to me. So it's saying that 75% of artists actually make less than $10,000 a year. I also saw another one that says 95% actually of the artists are not making more than 25K a year. 95% of us creative artists are not making more than 25 grand a year. And the first one that I saw says 75% of us creative artists are making less than 10 grand a year. So what is the solution? What is the solution? We can't get into the galleries and we are not making enough money to actually sustain us to make a good living. What is the solution here? If you ask me, my solution is go independent, self-reliant. And the first step is, or the first way of looking at it is that we should be aware. You should be aware that, number one, you are a risk to the gallery. So for the gallery to bring you in to actually do business with you, it's super risky. You are a risk. You don't have any contact list. You don't have any email list, high quality email list. What's your following? What's your following count on social media? You probably don't have that much of following. And if you do, what shows that they actually are quality collectors or quality buyers? So this is some of the things we have to consider. If we don't bring this to the table, then we're not qualified like that. And that's why majority of artists are risk to the gallery. Gallery will not do business with you because you are risky. It's just going to be a waste of time for them and a waste of space, and it's a bill on top of the bills. So that would be one of the reasons why gallery will not look your way, because you don't bring any leverage, you don't bring anything to the table. Majority of emerging or beginning artists are a risk to the gallery. So gallery will not do a business with you. So you should definitely understand that. This is solution number one. Once you understand that, then you know, oh, what is my play? My play is I got to go indie. I got to go independent, and I got to be self-reliant. Number two, now that we understand that we are a risk to the gallery and we have to go independent, then we have to find a way to go meet our buyers where they hang, where they congregate, where they fool, right? So we got to go find them. One of the most convenient places to find those people who are into art, and people who collect art, people who buy art, people who like artists, people who spend money with artists, is at art fairs. So if you haven't been going to the art fairs, start to put it on your market, on your calendar, to start just going to the art fair. Even if you're not showing, just show up and go over there and meet people, have a conversation. Because when you go to the coffee section to get your coffee and some croissant, you're gonna meet some people there. Have a conversation. Be open, right? Be open-minded. Smile. Be nice. You're gonna meet people. Conversation will ensue, and then you let people know. As long as you're an artist, an independent artist, everywhere you go, you should let people know. If you have a conversation with anyone, let them know that you're an artist, and that can exchange in you getting their contact, getting them to give you a follow, or collecting their email address or some way, or somehow. That's how you're gonna have to start marketing yourself. You're gonna have to start branding, personalizing, putting yourself out there anywhere you go. So you have to be frequent at art fairs. And if one of those art fairs happen to be super, super cheap and affordable, then you have to look into signing up to show your work. And that's how you get to meet those collectors. And that's how you get to build your own a team of collectors or a contact of collectors, just like the galleries. So we're gonna, because the gallery have spent so many years and so many resources to put all these super high quality art collectors together, and they're not just gonna just give it to you for free. They're not just gonna just expose your work to those people just like that, and you just coming out of nowhere. So, and just understand that it's just like with a even with like a, if you want to go on a TV station, you can call them or you can send them an email telling me, oh, you're an artist and you want them to interview you. They're gonna look into so many reasons why they should bring you onto their channel and to cast their cameras on you and then talk about you. You understand? So it's the same thing with a gallery. Everybody is looking up. No one is looking down. Everyone is looking up, a leverage up. They're not looking at a leverage down. So it's about what you bring to the table. Since we don't have what those galleries on those people want, we have to create it ourselves. We have to think independent. We have to be self-reliant and come up with it on our own. So like I said, number one, you just know that you are a risk to the gallery. Number two, start going to art fairs, art expos, and all these places to meet the buyers and find a way to introduce yourself and have conversation and meet people. And if one of those art expos and art shows happen to be super affordable, super cheap, sign up and show your work. You will get more collectors. You will meet more people that way. Number three, be frequent or look into every local street fair that's happening in your town, in your city. If there's anything that's happening, like say for instance in New York, during the summertime, there's a lot of shows that happen, a lot of street fairs, some at the park, some on like by the water, by the West Side Highway, and mostly on the streets. So if you're an artist and you just an emerging artist, you beginner artist, just coming up, you don't have the money, you don't have the budget, these are some of the things that you look into. I did a bunch of those. I always was looking into free street fairs to get into. It doesn't have to be art. As long as it's free, I'll show up there. Because people hang out on the weekends. These things usually happens on the weekends. People with money, people who like living a good life, they love to go hang out around these places, and they just have fun. And this is where you get to meet those people, and you collect their information, or you meet with them somewhere, somehow. You exchange energy, whether it's a social following or email, whatever that is. You expose yourself to those people. If you go over there and there's 200 people and you meet 2 people who are into art, people who are into collecting art, it's a win for you. So look into free local street shows or free local shows. It doesn't have to be streets. Anything that's free that people are going to be there. It could be food, music. Bring your art there and add your art onto it to make it food, music, and art. So start think of it that way, because we're looking to build. And so, look, this is not a, what should I say? This is not a get money quick scheme. Being an artist is not a get money quick scheme. So once you made up your mind that you want to become an artist, then it's like this. You want to build something. You want to build something that's sustainable. Like it's kind of like building a real estate that is going to be here for a long time, long after you are gone. It's something that you can pass it down to the next generation. That's what art actually is. Art career is something that you can build it and you can pass it down to the next generation, because once your art takes roots, so many things can come out of the art. You can turn your art into a clothing brand. You can turn your art into a license. You can turn your art into a marketing. So many things can come out of it, but it just needs to have its roots first. And that roots, it has to come from you. You're gonna have to be the person that plant that seed and water it and nurture it, do whatever you got to do to make sure that roots grow deep down in the soil. All right, and then Number 4, you're gonna also have to build online and also build in person, like in a physical person. So we're looking at a hybrid system here. Here we're looking at a hybrid. You're gonna have to, the same way that you go in the streets look for free fares to be a part of, it's the same way online. You got to also see what are some of the places that you can join in. If it's a Facebook group that you can join in and have a conversation and ask questions and get some information. What are other people doing? Or just you could just stay on the sideline and just watch what people are saying, what people are doing, and get some information like that. On top of that, and then build your build your community online as well while you're doing it in physical world. So that way it's hybrid and it can be faster. So do not just focus on just online only, and also don't focus on in person only. I know people who just don't do online at all. I have a friend of mine, a credible artist. He's doing very well. He doesn't do online. He's doing great for himself. He doesn't do online. And so there's people who are like that. And there are people too that's just doing online. They have a great following. There's no need for them to do in person. So I'm just saying that if you're a beginner, emerging artist, and you're just getting started, try your possible best to make sure that you hybrid. You have both of these combined. You're doing online and you're also doing in person. And then number 5, turn every sale into a lifetime revenue. When you do those things and any sale happen, any revenue, any transaction happen, make sure that that transaction will not be the last and will not be the last time you transact with that customer or with that collector. You're going to keep that collector in your bubble. You're going to keep that collector in your database. You're going to keep that collector in mind, and that collector is also going to keep you in mind, and y'all going to do business for life. So when someone buys something from you, you will never lose that customer. You're going to keep that customer forever. You have to make sure that that customer gives you a follow. Of course, Instagram can cancel your page or whatever, or so many things can happen. We can wake up one day and Instagram becomes MySpace and nobody's there. So collect the email addresses. That's something that is yours to own. You own it, and it is in your database. You will send them an email on a weekly basis, monthly basis, whatever you want to do. You have that. The only reason you're gonna lose that is when they get tired of getting your emails, or they get tired for whatever reason and they unsubscribe from you. But other than that, they're gonna be your customer. They're gonna be a collector of yours for life. So this is it. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna keep it short. It is a thought that just came in mind, and I just want to throw it out your way. It's just a Monday inspiration. Hopefully you're inspired by this and you're gonna get to work and start applying some of these things, and just be aware. Just be aware that gallery is not for you when you are getting started, and you are not for your gallery when you're getting started. We all would love to do amazing businesses with galleries, but galleries have so many boxes that they have to check in order to do a business with you. One thing you should not do is you should not sit here and wait for you to be able to qualify, for the gallery to be able to check those boxes on you in order for them to do business with you. Because even when gallery do business with you, it doesn't guarantee that you're gonna sell out. It doesn't guarantee that money is gonna start flowing in. It doesn't work like that. I have a super close person of mine who did a solo art show and spent so much money, and doing all this stuff, putting everything together, and then ended up making $0. So doing a show and working with gallery doesn't necessarily mean that transaction is going to happen. You have to build people that can trust you, people that like you for you, people that love your art, people that would like to have a piece of you. And those are people that ended up collecting your piece and referring you to their friends, talking about you at the parties, at the dinner, at the corporate parties, and get more people to check you out and for you to make more money that way. And over time, once your art starts to get its roots, then you can tap pieces of your art into a different different sub businesses of your art. Like there's so many opportunities that comes with your art, but first you have to just plant it, and the roots has to grow deep in the soil, and then after that you can do so many other things with that. I hope you find some value in this short video. Make sure that you stay on this channel. Subscribe. First of all, you have to subscribe and like and share with someone who is an artist who's trying to do this. And also check out the links below. Click on my link and go to my website. And if you have any ways to support me on my website. Otherwise, I see you on the next video. Salute one. Peace.